We begin tonight with the ongoing coverage of a Baltimore landmark, the Francis Scott Key Bridge that collapsed overnight after being struck by a cargo ship. 2 people were saved after the bridge collapsed this morning. That's according to Maryland's transportation secretary. Devices using sound waves found cars underwater in a spot that's 50 feet deep. The water was at 47 degrees early in the morning, according to a special water measuring buoy. We begin tonight with that breaking news. Maryland State Police confirmed tonight that 2 of the victims who lost their lives in the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse have been recovered and identified. The agency says 35-year-old Alejandro Hernandez Fuentes of Baltimore and 26-year-old Dorleon Ronial Castillo Cabrero of Dundalk were found inside a trapped pickup truck submerged in approximately 25 feet of water. They were in the area of the middle span of the bridge.
The changing conditions out there have made it dangerous for the first responders, the divers in the water.
Today's setback means that identification and recovery likely won't happen until the salvage process begins. Here's what in part is making those dives so dangerous. The National Transportation Security Board says more than 700 tons of corrosive, flammable materials and batteries were on the ship when it collided with the bridge. The Coast Guard says some containers carrying them were breached. A $60 million request made today by the Maryland Department of Transportation would pay for debris removal, demolition, traffic management, and other emergency operations. And in the moments before impact, first responders acted quickly to stop traffic on the bridge. This video shows the last 2 cars crossing about 30 seconds before the bridge fell. Now take a listen to the dispatch audio from Maryland Transportation Authority Police.
I need one of you guys on the south side, one of you guys on the north side, hold all traffic on the Key Bridge. There's a ship approaching that just lost their steering.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore says the ship issuing a mayday helped save lives because cars were stopped from coming over it. Here's some history of the landmark bridge. On your screens, you can see some photos of the construction, which began 47 years ago in the 1970s. The bridge had an estimated cost of $110 million. The 1.6-mile bridge was built across the Patapsco River, stretching from Baltimore's Inner Harbor to the Chesapeake Bay. On average, about 30,000 cars would cross over this bridge each day. The bridge is named after the author of the Star-Spangled Banner. 3 main cruise lines typically pick up passengers from Baltimore. They are Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and American Cruise Line. According to a travel agent in Rehoboth Beach, the port's indefinite closure is going to impact travelers from Delaware and the Mid-Atlantic. Royal Caribbean has a boat out to sea that was supposed to come back to Baltimore. American has a departure scheduled next week. The largest crane on the eastern seaboard has arrived in Baltimore to help clear out the wreckage of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Reopening the Port of Baltimore is a priority to get commerce moving throughout the region and into the rest of the country. Here at Coast TV News, all of our hearts are with the families of those affected in Baltimore. This remains a developing story, and we will have updates.